This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Wolverine Power Cooperative and Great Lakes Energy. Your local electric cooperative is looking out for you. And by Munson Healthcare Cadillac Rehab Services.
Welcome back to Veterans Memorial Stadium for this week's Game of the Week here on 26 Sports and CCTV. I'm Derek Tate alongside Bill Dooley. We got third quarter action on the horizon between the John Glenn Bobcats and the Cadillac Vikings. The Vikings lead 13-6 heading into the third quarter, as we had some, got a glimpse here at the Cadillac Marching Band. But what do you see in the second half from both teams if they want to come away with their second victory and go undefeated through the first couple of weeks of the season?
Well, for Cadillac, I want to see them reestablish that ground game that they had. They may need to mix in a few plays with it, but pretty much they were successful for almost the whole first half, except at the end, and that's when they started to falter. John Glenn, which is, they went to the spread offense last year, and you can see they're getting very comfortable with that. Joe Blong is, he's got a great arm. He's got good speed if he needs to scramble out of the pocket, and he's got Rory O'Hare, which is, pretty dynamic receiver. So, and his line is giving him protection. Except for the one play where the Cadillac scored the touchdown. That was one of the few times where Cadillac was able to put pressure. And I'm wondering if they should maybe come up with some corner blitzes or something like that, give him a little bit different look, because really he's been quite comfortable, and we'll see here. But I think Cadillac needs to reestablish that run game and then put some pressure on Joe Blong, force him out of the pocket.
Sometimes styles make fights, and we have two very different offensive approaches. One for the John Glenn Bobcats, who like to spread out the opposing defense, and the Cadillac Vikings, who like to run downhill and jam it down your throat. And both have had varied levels of success here in the first half. As you mentioned, though, they kind of found a mismatch, or at least where they wanted to go. Rory O'Hare seemed to be the biggest weapon here for the Bobcats offense. They were going to start on the defensive side of the football, so we're going to get a look at the offense for the Vikings to start the second half.
Yeah, and you got to remember, Tip Baker is injured, and that does throw, a little monkey wrench into the offense. So they're having to make some adjustments. But here we go.
Osdike's kick is received at the 18-yard line by Aiden Gurdon, and Gurdon with a return straight ahead. He's dropped at the 33-yard line. That's where the Vikings will begin. And you mentioned a new quarterback under center. That's Julian Lamond. You've noticed some situations where there's been just miscommunications or poor execution on mesh points. Little things about basic execution that at times has kind of wasted a play or two for the Vikings.
Yeah, they have to be efficient, with their offense, and then they also got a couple false starts and the delayed game, which they weren't getting early on.
Here's Lamont. He gives to Cochran. Cochran hit in the backfield, but does a good job fighting through a tackler and falling forward for a gain of a couple to the 35-yard line. On the stop for the Bobcats defense, that's Wyatt Warowski.
Yeah, he's been pretty active on the end. Some good tackles. 67 for Bobcats. He looks like he's got some good side. Oh, that's Cameron Eager. He's had some good plays.
Cameron Eager was actually the one that hit Cochran in the backfield there, unable to bring him down, but messed up the timing of the play. Here's 2nd and 8 for the Vikings. Pitch goes around the right side to Carter Harsh. Harsh trying to bounce it outside. There's a flag on the play before Harsh scoots out of bounds at the 40-yard line. There's a flag back at the 34, and this one looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, and Carter was picking his way, got a little bit of positive yardage, but they're actually talking to Joe Blong to see if they want to accept the penalty or put him at a third down. I would
imagine Coach Warner is going to accept the penalty, and he does.
Yes.
That's going to back him up from the spot of the foul, and it appears that it's going to make it 2nd and 17.
At least 20, 2nd and 20.
2nd and 20, my humble apologies. And we've seen Carter Harsh, though. A couple times they've had Colin Johnson leading the way around the right side. Unfortunately, the flag there on the Vikings. But Harsh and Johnson have both gotten a couple touches around the edges, trying to unclog that middle where they've had so much success with Cochran.
Yeah, smart. Spread that defense out.
Here's 2nd and 20 for the Vikings offense. That pitch a little behind Johnson, but he reels it in, and Johnson up the left sideline. He gets back the penalty yardage and more. A violent stiff arm throws Rory O'Hare off. Brought down just shy of midfield. First down, Vikings.
And a tackle by Bryce Friedenberg at the 50-yard line, but almost a late hit out of bounds, but no flag by the referee. They've been kind of letting them play, just like that one tackle out of bounds earlier by John Glenn.
You can sense both of these teams sense the moment that, look, they both only had one win in the 2018 season. They both started off their campaigns in the win column. So both of these two teams fighting to go to 2-0, and here is first down. Colin Johnson on the carry into Bobcats territory. He's upended by William Osdike.
And a great counter there on the handoff. We haven't seen too much of that tonight from the Vikings, but that really, the right side of the Vikings offensive line just cleared out, and there was a nice gap there for Johnston.
We've seen a couple of traps. We haven't seen many counters yet, but that one hit perfectly. Solid gain of 5, bringing up 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line for the Vikings. Lamont gives to Cochran straight ahead. And
Close.
Cochran dragging defenders for a gain of 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And what we saw in the first half, we saw Lamont, 3 quarterback keepers. 1 resulted in a touchdown. The other 2 resulted in first downs.
Yeah, they were mixing them in perfectly just to keep the defense honest. And looks like so far Cadillac's got the momentum going here in the second half.
They are running the ball downhill. 3rd and 1 at the 41. And there is the quarterback keeper. They go back to the well. They throw a penny in the well, and out comes a first down. Gain of 2. And that'll move the sticks again for Julian Lamond and the Vikings.
And we have to give a lot of credit here tonight to big number 79. That is Carson Razio. He's 5'10", 250 sophomore. So, and that has been all night long. Julian Lamond has been able to count on that quarterback keeper.
Well, you see Lamond, that's a big mismatch against the nose tackle for the Bobcats as that pitch to Colin Johnson around the left side. He picks up a couple before he's cut down by number 26, Bryce Friedenberg.
And also Cameron Eager in on the tackle.
But we see, you mentioned Razio, the big center, and he's facing off against number 60, I believe it's number 69, Parker Gano at 185 pounds, nearly giving up 60, 70 pounds.
Yeah. And it's worked for the Vikings. I think that they can, and when you see with 3 down linemen, there's space for it for sure.
Cochran on the carry. Nathan Jacobs, we've called his name a couple of times tonight, wraps him up. Small gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 7 for this Vikings offense. They are yet to complete a pass in this one. They've been pounding, ground and pound the entire time. It may be time to let Lamond let it loose here. Kind of play into some of those tendencies.
We want to mention, too, for DVD sales, they help with the purchase of equipment and for our students and supervision of the students, but we'll get to that in just a second.
3rd and 7 from the 36. Lamont on the keeper, dragging a Bobcat defender. That's number 42 or 46. Again, Jacobs on the stop. Gain of 7 on 3rd and 7, and that'll move the sticks. And a big run there from Julian Lamont.
Vikings are taking care of the football. They are mixing up their calls, and they've got the Bobcats on their heels right now.
Seeing traps, fullback dives, veer, triple option. A little bit of everything.
From couple pitch outs.
From Coach Mallory. Mixing it up well. 1st and 10 at the 29. Cochran straight ahead. Cochran into the red zone, but there's a flag back at the 28-yard line. It looks like this one's coming back.
I thought maybe there was a face mask, but maybe I was seeing things.
It always could be an illegal hand to the face on the defense.
Yeah, Cadillac is moving back, so, yep.
Holding on the Vikings.
That hurts. That was a nice run there for close to first down.
Sometimes you wonder when you have those big gaping holes, they throw that flag for holding. Maybe that's part of the reason why. But, we've seen Cochran. They continue to go to the well. I mean, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Make the opposing defense stop Cochran running over the left side of that offensive line.
Yeah, they were successful in shutting it down for a couple series of plays, and looks like Noah's back at it again.
Got 1st and 21 for Cadillac at the 38-yard line. Lamont pitches to Carter Harsh around the right side.
Another hole.
He's got the edge, and there's a stiff arm and slips a tackle, and a great run from Carter Harsh before he's finally knocked out of bounds. But again, a flag back at the 42-yard line. Looks like it could be consecutive holding calls on back-to-back plays.
Boy, that's
backbreaker.
It is. In your offensive line, you're doing good. Got a huge gain and all coming back.
And here's the head referee for this contest,
Mark
Stewart. Back-to-back holding calls. The Cadillac faithful unhappy with the call, and the Vikings are going in the wrong direction as they are back in their territory at their own 49-yard line. And we'll get the official yardage, but it's going to be first.
Get your calculator out.
I mean, we had to divide 7 by 2 earlier today to try to figure out half the distance. Now we got 1st and 31 for Cadillac. There's the option straight ahead. Give goes to the B-back in this offense, Noah Cochran. And this time it looks like that defense is starting to pinch down and try to take away that fullback dive. Gain of 3 is going to bring up 2nd and 28.
Yeah, they're going to need maybe an option, or open it up with a little screen pass. Get it to your speedsters, Colin Johnson or Carter Harsh.
I mean, we've seen on the outside, pretty split out for this entire game, Logan Wild. He's been blocking his tail off, and he's going to get Colin Johnston running right behind him. Johnston past the 45-yard line, dragged down at the 43. Still 3rd and long here for the Cadillac Vikings after consecutive holding calls.
Michael Dykes was in on that. He's 6'2", 220 sophomore. They've got some big sophomores on that team.
Long, rangy sophomores. A lot to be excited about here for this Bobcats team as they are looking to get the ball back here.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Vikings hold on to a 7-point lead.
3rd and 22 for Cadillac. Handoff goes on the counter to Carter Harsh. Harsh puts his shoulder down inside the 40-yard line, but that's going to be well shy of the first down marker. That's going to bring up 4th and long.
Yep, and Colin Hess will come on for the Vikings to try and pin them deep in their zone and let the defense go to work and maybe make a big stop.
One thing you know, though, the man wearing number 1 for John Glenn, he's got some wheels. That's Rory O'Hare. We already saw him go 99 yards and find pay dirt. And that one, an end-over-end punt. Doesn't get much hype, but takes a great Cadillac bounce. Number 19, that's Alan Huang down there. Great coverage. And the Bobcats, again, have a long way to go to find pay dirt.
That's a great executed play right there. Alan Huang has been all over the football on every type of a punt. The one he was there so fast, he almost caught it in midair. He caught it on a couple bounces.
And special teams is something that goes overlooked in so many games, but it's 1/3 of the game. And Huang has made an impact on the special team side, but the Bobcats take over possession, 5:22. That drive took up a lot of time on the clock, but here's Joe Blong in his own end zone again, 1st and 10. Here's a quick screen, that one in and out of the hands of Rory O'Hare. And that's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Bobcats just trying to get the ball into Rory's hands right off the bat and let him do some magic after that. They may want to take a penalty here so they can get back to the to the half-yard line. It seems that they're pretty comfortable.
It's worked out well so far. I mean, on that top side, we got Logan Wild in coverage over Rory O'Hare. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 4-yard line. Long. Dumps it in the flat to Christie. He's got some running room. He makes Cochran miss.
Got a first down.
And that is going to, it's going to be
close. Yeah, you're right.
going to be close. A couple Vikings defenders there leading the way, and it's been a gutsy effort from Tip Baker today on the defensive side of the football. He comes out of the game favoring that shoulder, and it's going to be a gain of 9 to make it 3rd and 1.
Is that? Oh, yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, that is 48. That's not good.
It's been a gutsy effort today from Tip Baker, playing with a dislocated right shoulder.
Yep.
And here is the first snap under center for Long, and he pitches it to Christie to the left side. Christie puts his shoulder down. He's got the first down for the Bobcats offense.
Yeah, good old-fashioned running right there. Just he had to get a couple yards, and he put his head down and blasted forward.
Physical run there from Caleb Christie, the senior running back.
Well, he's a sophomore.
Excuse me.
I think he is. Caleb
He
Christie.
is a sophomore. My humble apologies. Apparently, I'm thinking he's going to graduate in 2020. He ain't graduating until 2022.
Size-wise, he is he's 186-1.
Here we are, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. A little bit of breathing room for this Bobcats offense. Long, flushed out of the pocket. And Tip Baker, great job. Tip Baker taking a great angle, forces him out of bounds. And Long's got some wheels, so he's able to force him out of bounds. I mean, it's still a positive gain, but good job in open field with a man that's playing injured.
Yeah, and the Vikings came with some pressure from the right side. Actually, were in the vicinity, but as soon as that pump fake froze him, and then he was off to the races. So he's a good quarterback.
He is doing a fantastic job of surveying the field, keeping the plays alive, and certainly doesn't get happy feet back there, but he's got speed to burn. Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3, and there's Rory O'Hare on the jet sweep. We've got a flag on the play prior to the snap. False start on John Glenn. It's going to back him up 5, make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, our presenters tonight, big thanks to Munson Healthcare Cadillac Hospital, Wolverine Power Cooperative, and Great Lakes Energy. So those are our presenters that underwrite our season, and in just a moment we'll get to our sponsors.
We thank you for our underwriters allowing us to broadcast these young men and women playing high school football here in the state of Michigan. 2nd and 8 for John Glenn. Long. Quick dump pass to Christie. He's got him in the flats. And Tip Baker almost sends him into the cheerleaders with that hit. Fantastic hit there from Baker, and that prevents the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
And that's the type of play that can really fire up your defense. Here's your captain, your leader, with a dislocated shoulder, making a hit like that. You know that he's got to be in pain.
We told our intern, Dylan McCall, keep an eye on that bag on the sideline for the camera. And we mean it. When Tip Baker's sending folks a couple yards on the sideline. 3rd and 2 here for the Bobcats. And here's a quarterback sneak from Joe Blong.
Is the ball loose? No? Okay.
He dives forward, and it does look like it's going to be enough to move the sticks.
Referees, they may have to have a measurement here.
The original spot looked like it was enough.
I know. They
but
kind of moved it back, didn't they?
it looked like the line judge on the near side of your screen.
Well, this will give us a chance to get our
There you go.
remaining sponsors in. We have LC Materials, your concrete experts. Lake City and McBain Family Pharmacies for all your prescription and vaccination needs. Builder's First Source in Cadillac. If you need flooring, they're the people to go to. Tasty Treat in Lake City. Stop by before the football game and get yourself a nice meal ready to go. Pizza Plus. Pizza Plus just did another great job here, Derek, in taking care of all of us here in the booth. We really appreciate that. Just some delicious food. Bauman and Rogers in Lake City, your accounting team. Pancho Villa Mexican Grill in Lake City, featuring our Monday specials. Listen to this, 5 beef or chicken enchiladas for $5. How about if I give you a 5 and you fly there Monday, huh?
I
Does
can,
that sound
do
good?
it for yeah,
Okay.
I can handle that.
See if Eric will get you off the hook there for a little bit. Okay, I'll let you take over here. We still got a few more sponsors in a second.
We got 4th and 1 here, and the Bobcats offense stays on the field. There's a pitch to Christie. Christie cuts it upfield. He's got the first down for John Glenn. Gutsy call there from head coach Werner.
And Christie put an exclamation mark on the end of it. He already had the first down, but he lowered the shoulder and drove that linebacker another 3 yards deep. So great physical running by Christie.
We saw Tip Baker put a hurting on Christie on the near sideline, and when you hear that crowd go, ooh, you almost want to, next time you get the ball, you want to return the favor. Here's a 1st and 10 for Joe Long at the 32-yard line.
What?
Long has a man underneath. He's got his man, number 26. That's Bryce Friedenberg. He's got a first down and dragging defenders near midfield. That's a gain of 14, and that'll move the sticks.
And the Cadillac defensive personnel was all, worried about Rory O'Hare on the other side, and good call. I mean, that's the first we've seen targeted to Friedenberg on a pass, right?
That is correct.
Could be.
Definitely the completion, 14 yards. That moves the sticks. First down for the Bobcats at the 48-yard line. 3:14 remaining in the third quarter. Long. Rolling right. Still looking downfield. He's going to tuck it down.
Smart play.
And little test of the vertical, hops over the nearby bench. Gain of 3. That'll go into Vikings territory.
Yeah, really, with his athleticism, if there's nobody open downfield, he's almost assured of 3 to 5 yards every time he does that. I mean, it's just the fact that the defense is spread out that far, he's going to make one person miss.
Long. Interested to see what his numbers are as far as rushing yardage goes. But he's got 2nd and 7 here at the 48-yard line. Give goes to Christie. He's got some running room into the secondary, to the 30. Finally dragged down a touchdown-saving tackle there by number 6, Logan Wild. The backside corner saves a touchdown, but great run there from Caleb Christie.
And Joseph Mayer, number 54, the 6', 200-pound sophomore, is the one that broke that play. I was watching him. He just bulldozed his man. That is what made the play right there. 54, Joseph Mayer on a great block.
Sealed that edge and allowed Christie to pop that one into the secondary and almost to the house. But here we are, 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Bobcats trying to tie this one up. Long. Tucks it down, and he's going to get to the ground before he takes a big hit inside the 10-yard line. That's a gain of a couple. It looked like Long wanted to force that one into the end zone, but he decided to tuck it down.
And that's a smart play. He still made positive yardage. You don't want an interception at this point. I mean, even an incomplete pass. I mean, now he's got maybe 2 yards, something like that. Yeah, 2nd and 8. So good decision making.
It's been a solid game from Joe Long. Really the only mistake of this contest is that fumble where he got stripped and ended up for 6 points.
Christie in motion again.
Empty set. Quick fire!
Oh!
Should have been intercepted. And that's Julian Lamond who's going to want to have that one back, as I almost jinxed Joe Long as he made his first errant throw of the game. That one going right to Julian Lamond, who can't capitalize. This drive stays alive.
It looks like you targeted Julian Lamond, and that sometimes as a defensive back, you're not expecting a pass to go that perfectly in your hands with a little zip on it. But, oh, man, does he want that one back.
It looked like a good read, too, as it looked like an inside breaking route. And Julian Lamond broke on the ball, stepped right into the passing lane, and had a gift. Unfortunately, he didn't open it, and here's 3rd and 8. Long in an empty set. Back to pass. Now rolling to his left. Still looking. Fires to the front pylon. Is that Rory O'Hare? Touchdown, Bobcats!
Wow. He waited, and O'Hare smartly came back to help out his quarterback. I thought maybe he was out of bounds, but he must have had at least 1 foot in. So
9-yard touchdown pass. Beautiful bit of footwork there from Rory O'Hare on the 9-yard touchdown reception. Goes to that front pylon, taps the feet. Touchdown, Bobcats. And here we are. We got Osdike on to tie this one up. The first one was blocked by Barczewski. This kick is up and good. We are knotted up with 1:43 remaining. The John Glenn Bobcats are tied with the Cadillac Vikings 13-all.
And when you look at these two teams, they've played 20 years, I think, in a row. There is a rivalry here. They do play close games. Last year, 27-26. The year before that, I think it was 15-14. So, I mean, they're used to tight games. They know each program kind of knows the other program, and you wouldn't expect anything different than what we're seeing right now.
What we've seen is Joe Long, and you're going to harken back, and Julian Lamont must feel sick as that interception opportunity was right in his hands, and partially because he made a great play on the football, just couldn't complete the play, and Rory O'Hare for the second time today with a touchdown reception. He's got 3 on the season.
Yeah, this is an impressive offense here. As we've been mentioning, there's a lot of sophomores that are on the line, and they are really contributing also. So they've got a bright future for sure. They've got, I think, 17 seniors and 23 juniors, and then 6 or 7 sophomores.
Caleb Christie got it going on as far as running the football on the ground on that drive.
Yep.
Job Long extending plays.
Friedenberg on the catch. I mean, so they're using a lot of different weapons.
And here's the kickoff from Osdike. And,
oh, what a play.
And to down that football, but he does recover it, is number 33, Jakin Metzger. And that's going to start Cadillac with good field position at the 28-yard line. So we're essentially at 0-0, 1:43 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, and Jakin, good job there. Good hands, just covering it up. You don't want to think about getting up too soon and then having them fall on the ball. So.
And it's been the Cadillac Vikings rushing attack that has produced all of the yardage on tonight's box score. And here we are. We've got Julian Lamond trying to give him the lead here. And there's the give to Noah Cochran straight ahead. And Cochran, violent running tonight. He carries a couple Bobcat defenders past the 30-yard line. Gain of 5.
Number 50 on the tackle, and that's Austin Dinauer.
One thing you notice is this Vikings offensive line does seem to outweigh the Bobcats defensive unit up front, and hence why they're having a lot of success running downhill. As here's, speaking of running downhill, Cochran slips a tackle, gets past the 35-yard line. Gain of 3 will bring up 3rd and 2. But this Bobcat defense, Michael Dykes leads the way right there, 6'2", 220 sophomore. It seems like they've slowed down this rushing attack, and the unfortunate part is Tip Baker being injured hasn't allowed them to really keep the defense honest. Let's see what the Vikings have dialed up on 3rd and 2.
And there's an offside. Good job there by Julian Lamond in getting them to bite.
This is the second time in this game where an encroachment penalty on the Bobcats results in a first down.
Boy, defensively, you make one more stop and you maybe get the ball back, and now fresh set of downs.
And the Bobcats and Coach Mallory will take it. Speaking of taking it, probably one more play remaining in this third quarter. Just hit the 30-second mark. Vikings 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Botch snap. Lamont picks it up, slips a tackle, and churns his legs into Bobcat territory. It wasn't conventional, but it worked. 12-yard gain, first down Vikings.
And he took Ozzie for another 3-4 yards, and that was a good run.
Lamont, very aware, botched that center quarterback exchange with number 79, Carson Razio. And it looks like they may try to run one more play at the 9-second mark. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Vikings running the option. That's Noah Cochran. And he's dropped. Trying to get the number on the Bobcats defender. That's number 50. Austin Dinhauer. And that'll bring us to a close here. Third quarter, we got fourth quarter action in the game of the week, living up to the billing here on 26 Sports and CCTV. Vikings and Bobcats knotted up at 13-all. We'll be right back with fourth quarter action.